if you go back to it, has some downward trajectory FOMO bullshit where they're like, oh yeah, it's up here at price, it's going to go back down. It never went back down. It just keeps saying it. Like, you know what I mean? Broken clock going to be right eventually. That's like their model for right now.
Literally every other article was like, oh, Bitcoin source past 21K. And then the next article is just price.
Yep. And that's going to be like that all year. I just say we just went live. I just want to say that I am grateful for. We always start these uplift things with what you're grateful for. I'm grateful that I got to just sneak in a Ken Bozak just a hyper rant for the very beginning of this chat. Welcome to it. I mean, this isn't even a show. It's just like Amblue and I want to announce this auction thing. I'm like, who are the coolest people I can get in to come and chat with us about this? We'll talk about the uplift and what our game plan is for that. But yeah,
is that a pun?
Yeah. So huge welcome to Ken Bozak, my new friend Nifty Q. We just did a show a couple days ago and just blew that shit up. It was really fun. It was supposed to be for an hour. It was like an hour and 45 minutes. We were like, why? We didn't want to stop. And new friend Crypto Buffalo. How's it going, man?
Hey, good, man.
And of course, my good buddy.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm Blue. How you doing?
You had a little hypnotic pause there.
That's what it was. It's like, just wait for it.
It's like, did you just freeze up on me?
Oh, did I? Oh, I might have. I definitely have too many things going on my computer. That's for sure. So, I kind of just want to play the tune. Are you guys all right with that?
Yeah, please.
All right. So, long story short, we launched an auction for an NFT. You can get it on Atomica. We'll throw links in here. We're gonna make sure you drop your Wax wallet in the comments. We're gonna be giving away a bunch of NFTs, of course. But this video is actually dropped as an NFT, one of one, and whoever wins the auction in the next couple of days is gonna press this button that you can see over here, and then the giant edifice you're about to see will get lit all the way on fire. Let's check it out.
Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, light it up. Rising up from the ground, light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground, so light it up and burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground, light it up to burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Burn it down. 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 Gratitude rising up from the ground. Gratitude. rising up from the ground. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Gratitude rising up from the ground.
Oh, I love that outro right there at the end. It's like when you're saying goodbye to somebody and you let go and the fingers just touch at the end.
That sunset was awesome. Ended awesome.
So that's how it's gonna go Sunday morning. Like we always do sunrise in the big cathedral. I think I might just flip over in game and show you guys that a little bit later. But we always do sunrise, right? And we kind of observe this moment of silence, and it's just sort of this profound thing that we get to do, on Sundays. And so I wanted to make sure, we're after the gratitude ceremony that we do every week, we're going to take a train that we built from the cathedral all around a bunch of cool shit to this spot. We're going to wait until the sun sets exactly like it did in the video. And then, I'm going to turn that tune on, and then we're going to tell whoever wins this auction, feel free to go press the button. And I don't even know what's going to happen. I asked the people that built it, like a crew of friends of mine that have been, in the Uplift as we're kind of getting it ready and sort of mapping out how the whole game thing is going to work. So you guys, if they press the button, something's going to happen, right? And then are you 100% sure?
Well, are you sure someone will press the button? Because I'm the person that, maybe I wouldn't press the button.
I told you. I was talking about with M Blue this today because again we do we're playing with scarcity and ownership, right? So
right.
You buy this NFT, you can just stand there and be like, And
is it burnable? Is it a burnable NFT?
I don't. Is it? It's not, right?
No, it's burnable.
Really? So you just bury it and it's just forever. It's like you're that the whole
Wu-Tang album.
Oh my God, it just sits there forever, unburned. Wow. I mean, that could happen. That's the thing that can happen.
It could.
There's almost some magic in that too, right?
Yeah, and
Right,
10 years from now, the guy or the gal who burned it is going, shit, that's worth how much now? Like Bitcoin, I lost my hard drive.
Well, that's why I said maybe I wouldn't push the button, because the NFT itself isn't just a collectible, it's also a utility. And to be able to trade the collectible and trade that utility with it, would increase its value. So to have one less than the pair would, maybe decrease its value. So
honestly, that part had never occurred to me, and now I'm 10 times more worried that somebody's not going to press the button.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is somebody needs to outbid Ken.
Right.
I already have a number. If you know me, you know the number I'm about to. I need one of you guys has to sell me wax for Bitcoin.
OTC, here we go.
OTC, there you go. Make it happen.
Oh, DM. All right, cool. Who should I DM? Yo, Corey, you want me to DM you? Send me your Bitcoin address. I'll send you.
I want to see it burn up, though. I want to see.
I'll make the bid. If you want to see it used, then you better outbid me. Is what I'm getting.
It should be noted. You're always going to own that land, right? It's going to be yours. So you could have somebody build it again and press it again if you wanted to.
You could
but
fork.
That's kind of not as fun, is it?
Fork it.
Well, no. I mean, it's yours. You could do whatever's there after that. It's going to be fun.
Think about it. You owned it, so you can also make an NFT of the destruction of it.
Right. Shard it. You could shard it and make it a community effort.
Well, then I'm going to be taking all sorts of video, right? So I think there should absolutely be at least another 1-on-1, if not, maybe a little bit of the actual fire itself.
Right. Yeah.
What would be cool is you do a yearly, and assuming that you do win it, Ken, but what would be really cool is do an annual, on the same date, Burning Man, right? And each year it's an NFT. It's a collectible, right? And so it's a series that goes on for your lifetime and then beyond, right? But then each recreation is an evolution of the
right.
Burning Man, and each destruction is its own unique ceremony, with music or sound or spoken word or poetry or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think what Corey said a second ago, plus what you're saying, kind of bring that together where potentially if I were to hit that burn button, technically maybe make that a mint button and mint the event in its own one-of-one NFT.
Yeah, I mean that's personally, if I could wave a magic wand and make that happen.
Right.
Like that having that that the happening of it, right? Like we're all gonna be there. Somebody's gonna press the button. There's gonna be some crazy freaking fire that happens. I don't know what it's gonna look like. We're gonna take a bunch of aerial photography like we were doing in game or whatever. Having that be an NFT, like that's because this is the genesis of something that we're building that's much bigger, right? Like we're gonna have a cryptocurrency buried in the ground.
And he isn't this his fucking call?
He was just given too much information.
They cut his alpha. They cut the alpha line.
Bottom line, this is barely the beginning.
Sorry, man. This is what happens when you're waving your hand around and you manage to hit your back button on your mouse.
Well, okay, here's the secret sauce, because you think about Minecraft, you got blocks and then you got blocks, right? There's 150 million users roughly in the Minecraft ecosystem. A good percentage of those users are prime crypto onboarders, right? It's just the age, the mentality, blocks and blocks. The two worlds just fit so nicely together. And at first we were reading the Minecraft terms and conditions, and we're thinking, it's not going to work because of this and this term. But fortunately, I work with another blockchain startup that'll be announced in April. He is a real estate genius and ultra successful dude. So we brought him in as a counsel to us, and we mapped out exactly what we wanted to do in this world. And we told him all the stumbling blocks and the terms and conditions. And he's also a guy that's seen a zillion legal contracts in his lifetime. And so anyways, he sat down, I don't know, for a few hours with the Minecraft terms and conditions, took his real estate mind and land development, management, and contracts knowledge. And he goes, okay, guys, this is how you do it. Boom. So we got the secret sauce that's going to be evolving over the next 90 days plus. That's really stinking exciting. So this is kind of the first push, and we pulled this push out of our ass because we're just so damn excited, right? Like this song that you just heard, Corey and I wrote and produced this in less than a day, right? Like half of a day. It just came out because we got to do this. Let's just move, and it just spawned, man. And it's all built off of just pure passion, excitement, and this team that is forming around this idea that I've never seen such enthusiasm just out of the box. I mean, you barely just say a few sentences to them and they're like leaning in going, how can I help? Right? It's awesome. So
yeah,
that was my ramble.
Yeah, man. Dude, we're so excited about land sales and metaverse and being able to kind of get in there and just experience the blockchain, experience crypto, experience all these things in a more visual environment, man. Like that's 100% where it's going. We're going to be, instead of being in Discord, we're going to be in the sandbox, or we're going to be in Decentraland. We're going to be in Minecraft, kind of interacting together visually. I vibe with that. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, and what's cool is that what we're building will work with any type of game like Minecraft, right? So Minecraft is just the first obvious low-hanging fruit, and it's fun, and it's been around forever, and it's got a massive user base. So even if we never go beyond Minecraft, there's no problem. But the tool that we're building will interface with all kinds of shit. So it's it's pretty fun.
This is the first cathedral that we built, and it was literally around these actual blocks.
So does buying the NFT give you the actual like map?
So we're still working on that. It's basically NFT is going to be coordinates, which is going to map to an area in the game, obviously. And as just as an example, anytime anybody walks over your land, or anytime anybody digs or mines or builds on your land, you're going to be earning some 1-up token. By the way, we're calling the token 1-up.
Nice.
And there's going to be a chance to win some NFTs for you and for the person who's doing all the playing. One of the things that really struck out, it's like we build buildings and like permanent things like this, but there's going to come a point where you're walking up to a place and there's going to be a piece of art up on the wall, like an actual image. You're going to be able to come down here and check out the little sign to it, right click it. It's going to take you to the Atomic Hub because it's nifty.
That's awesome.
Right? Like, so like the NFT gallery thing is something that's really, really on our mind, because it just seems like, it's going to be just such a perfect fit. That's the other thing too, that we're going to be doing with the land for the Burning Man thing. And Blue keeps yakking about it. I'm pretty sure we can actually do it. Before we give it up, we're going to be basically doing like a little pressure plate that if you click on it is actually going to be that tune. So if you stand on it, it's just going to play it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, just to try and like code all that stuff in there. So this is my little ode to a hydrogen atom. we got really nerdy. This is DNA.
Very Vision of you.
Right.
Or not
right,
Vision.
right.
Who was it? Not Vision. It was
No, it was the
Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, Watchmen is what made me think about it for sure. And then I was like, well, what comes after that? Well, DNA, obviously. And then Greg came in and built a giant amoeba. 'Cause he's a nerd. Anyway, like, and the map is going to be really incredible because there's just the amount of land is completely insane. And so the land itself is not going to be scarce, but proximity to the center and to the spawn point and to the cities is going to be scarce. So that's going to be a lot of the way that we organize the land sales and transportation networks and things like that.
That's cool.
Anyway, like, and the map is going to be really incredible. Who's got volume out there?
Not
what
me.
the hell is this?
I've never
even seen this before.
It just manifested.
Somebody just built a train. Holy crap! There's two. Okay, this wasn't here before.
Wait,
this is a fucking fish tank.
Your world is becoming.
What?
It's starting to learn.
It's self-creating. Right?
Yeah. Well, and this is the thing. There was two.
Wow.
There was only one direction last time. Pun intended. Because I built the railway out there myself from the cathedral, and somebody's like, "Yeah, but we went in there and started playing with it, and immediately ran into each other." I'm like, "Okay, well, maybe we need two." That was like 2 hours ago that I said we might need two rails. So that's fun. One of the other things we're talking about doing the like a transportation game within the game. So you like we'll segment out different types of land packs that are going to be beneficial for building railway. Instead of being really, really good for mining on, they're going to be really, really good for people walking past. So instead of getting like, 1 token for every time somebody walks past your spot, it's going to be 3 or 4 or 5. So you're going to be incentivized to build railways, but you're not going to get all those transportation kind of land spots. So you're going to have to jockey to buy more of those or hook up with the people that have done it. We're coming up on the cathedral here.
Please tell me you've talked to Curdy about this and somehow Nifty Wizards gameplay is going to be in this.
I keep trying to connect with Kurt to talk to him about it. We haven't. He's like, dude, Christmassy stuff. But I absolutely have a bunch of land set aside for Nifty Wizards because they belong. Like this is
right.
They can absolutely bring their entire game with all the nifties included. Bring the fucking nifties, make them discoverable in the ground, make them give you special powers, all that fucking shit. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
My buddy, Bitcoin Jake. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm saying we want to bring everybody in here.
Hell yeah.
It's like, but with that being said, Corey, why don't you talk about for a second the genesis of this bad boy, like the intention behind it, and what the real secret sauce is here.
Yeah. I mean, the real secret sauce is this. Like it wasn't intentional. Like we knew, like we wanted to come into Minecraft, my buddy Greg and I, and start experimenting with, running podcasts from inside the show. Right. And so like we built like a stupid little underwater it's not stupid, but we built like an underwater studio where like nobody would ever sit, because you don't sit in Minecraft, right? But we knew we wanted to start broadcasting from in here, and we didn't really know how or what. We started kind of playing around, and our buddy Bob comes in, and in that first cathedral that we stopped off at, makes this 4x4 wooden block, and he takes one of these signs and he puts this sign up and says, I'm grateful for my son. And we asked, like, what is this? It's a gratitude monument. It was just standing in the middle of the grass, like just in the middle of nowhere. We're just all standing around. He just felt like doing it, and something kind of snapped in me, and we just kind of turfed all the plans that we had. And I knew I wanted to make more of these things because I wanted to invite somebody else to put them in the same way. And it struck me that, as long as we own this server, as long as there's electrons flowing through this, and as long as we at least have a save, which of course we do all the time, these things are permanent. And I could not have expected then what happened, because that whole place that we first stopped in is full. Like, we just showed up, and there was like 2 of us, maybe, or 5 of us, or 6 or 7, on any given Sunday. The whole thing filled up. And to the point where, we're going to need a bigger boat. And so we come out and start building this cathedral, and, people start bringing their family in to the game. It's COVID, right? So, nobody's seeing anybody else. And people are my friend Sue's like bringing her daughter in, doesn't live in the same town, and they got to start building stuff together. I'll take you to their ranch next. It's ridiculous. Like the amount of creativity that has gone into that. My little nephew, Leon, who is like a hyper nerd in the best possible way, actually built these pillars with me. We spent an afternoon just rocking these pillars out. We fell off a bunch of times and died a bunch of times. And so we wanted to build the world around this center of gratitude. I think, Ken, I saw you making a post about, being grateful for for all the people that pay attention to you and support your career. And I know when I had Nittiq on, he was giving shout outs like crazy, to the point where he thought he had to apologize to me for shutting out too many people, right? Which is not how this particular show is going to roll. Like that is so integral. We wanted to make a world where the absolute center of the world was always going to be about gratitude. Like that, it for me as an atheist, I don't get to go to church and get that kind of fellowship in that community. I know there's a lot of other people out there, even maybe even religious people that can't necessarily connect in that way. And so part of my selfish reason for building this and just continue to do it week over week over week over week was that we could produce a space where people could just come together and come together around community. That's why it's such a great fit for crypto. I mean, from the me learning about the Shibble community, getting that together, to looking at what goes on with the lads, and like the Uplift art community is going crazy. Ken Bozak's community is completely totally fucking badass. Like this is our culture in cryptocurrency and blockchain is designed for community, and that's kind of why we wanted to start it this way. And it seems like everyone that we talk to about it is just like, we need some land. How close to the cathedral can we get? And we'll see.
Yeah. So, I mean, what, and the thing is that, this whole thing started out is just fun. Right. And, then a buddy of his put the first gratitude sign up. I guess it was on the ground at first. Right. And then something awoke in Corey. He says, I want to build a community centered around gratitude. And then he and I became friends and started talking. And then he saw what we were doing over at Uplift. And then we did the I'm Not the Bubble together, became friends. And then he invited me into this world. And next thing you know, it's become this really big thing, right? This could really be enormous, right? If done properly, and the right people engage it. But blocks and blocks centered on gratitude, bringing in all the right players and partners, this could be a massive ecosystem. And how many ventures, right? How many successful ventures do we see that actually started from such an innocent, grateful place, right? Like that's the seed of intention that's blossoming from this. And everybody we're talking to, I mean, we've got a team working on this like passionately. I mean, just head down. What can we do next? And just like incredible, like 110%.
Yep.
And I haven't seen this type of like enthusiasm and excitement about anything that I've been connected to in my life, right? I mean, it's really something is different here. And I'm speaking for Corey too, because I know for a fact he'll say, "Oh yeah, baby." And what's the secret sauce is where the intention it started from, that place of innocence, gratitude, play, and then combining it with Uplift Art's mantra of a win-win economy, which is available to us now because of blockchain, and the right intentions attached to it.
All right, so we brought you guys in so that you could listen to us rant.
I love it.
That's why we did it. So Buffalo, what are you thinking so far?
I'm right there with you guys. With Lad City, we're building in the sandbox. I never really considered going into Minecraft. So you guys really bring up something here that's kind of making my brain go, oh man, I like it. I see what you guys are doing as well. And I can't agree more. Like crypto has been such a lonely journey for me until this year, until I came across Q and NFT Live and the Layer 1 network that's now created its own city, Lad City. And every day we're in the Discord, we're chatting with new people around the world who are like, man, I've been waiting for this. I've been alone too, trying to tell my friends, family, neighbor's dog about crypto. Nobody sees it. You guys see it. I see it. Let's get together and collab. And I think that's what you guys are talking about with the magic. I think now you're getting enough people that all believe the same thing. They all want to work together on creative projects that blockchain brings. And you create these metaverses like this where people can hang out all over the world together, literally express yourself within an avatar or a building. I love it. I'm all about it. And I'm really excited to learn about your guys' team and how you guys are going about it, because we're literally just starting in the sandbox on building Lad City, and it's exciting. I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I mean, we're at the very least, I'm carving out a 252 by 252 block, which is about 250 meters for the lads. Yeah, we'll get you guys out there. And there's some, we'll have to see too. We might even have to make it bigger. Don't tell the team I'm just giving shit away, but I will. but I mean, because it'd be amazing, right? Like, and I was actually learning the server side stuff, right? Like how we're going to define the land, how we're going to define ownership to make sure that that is encoded as strongly as we can, right? People are in there making like actual cities, right? So you want the city, each one of your members that levels up high enough. By the way, Blue, I don't know if you heard the whole. I don't think you did. I think you were doing some stuff, but I'm talking about to Nifty Q about the lads thing they got going on. Of course, it's a community token, but they're in their Discord you can like level up, and it's gamified in a really really amazing way. Like it's slick as fuck. So you get up to a certain level, maybe you got a little shop or a little house in there, and I mean that's fun, right? Like Sue and her daughter have a ranch out there that I'll show you a little bit later on. But there's nothing really going on there. It just looks, it's beautiful. Like the amount of creativity just oozes out of it. But I'm pretty sure that we're going to actually be able to make stores for stuff, right? Because there's going to be an economy. You're going to have my friend Donna, we call her Laugh Track, who just loves being underground and mining, right? She has like mined a bunch of stuff, has like crates and crates of diamonds. And of course, we all have like admin God control right now. We could just make them. That all is getting turned off for us, but we could just make all that stuff. Nah, she's got it in mind. And Greg is in there making machines, and other people are doing this, that, and the next thing. So, when we turn all the op control stuff off, like we're going to turn God mode control off even for us. You're going to have to buy stuff to make stuff, but you're going to be able to sell stuff too, right? And it's all going to run on OneUp, and it'll all be seamless. Like imagine like Atomic Hub for just needing building material, and just owning land is going to get you OneUp. So like we're going to have this economy is going to be fueled from the ground up, just from people playing and having fun. And they'll be able to run that. And while they're, buying or selling stuff in the Minecraft world, they can have their favorite NFT on their wall with a button to where to go put a bid on it.
Hmm.
And that's just what we've come up with in the last 2 weeks. Right? Like it's an open enough concept that, and Blue, tell them about the amphitheater idea.
Oh boy, yeah. So the Uplift amphitheater, just it's going to be this futuristic, beautiful Japanese style amphitheater with live performances from the amphitheater to imagine TED Talks of sorts, to music, to you name it, right? It's pretty unlimited. But yeah,
this is a real Field of Dreams meets the blockchain. If you tokenize it, they will bid.
They'll buy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Corey's talked about, we're going to be, littering the land with, NFTs from commons to super rares, right? And, every so often somebody's going to strike gold and they're going to go, holy crap, change their day or their week or their month, right? So,
wow, that just dude, that's like what the Nifty box, but like gamified. I love that.
Yep. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that solves an issue I think that's happening in the current metaverse is like Decentraland. You're really like only in a certain plot, like a certain area is only filled with people for like 30 minutes or an hour or whenever an event is actually going on. There's not people like constantly in Decentraland. You could walk around that metaverse and not see anybody for like 20 minutes. And it's the same thing in every single metaverse. We don't have that like World of Warcraft feel where you're like walking in and you just like see hundreds of people just living there. That's what's going to be really cool is when you start seeing just not event based, but just I'm here because like I'm with other people. Like it has nothing to do with be here at this time at this plot. It's like no, people are just in here.
You randomly bump into Ken.
I'll be digging for NFTs.
Right. He's gonna be underground. Never mind.
I'm not above it.
Right? No, and that's that discovery thing, that novelty is a huge part of it. Like we want to make it so that if you're down there just like digging and mining for whatever, you're gonna get an NFT, right? Like we want to make the common ones enough so that you just kind of get that. Because if you're down there, you're mining for diamonds. It's hard to find diamonds even down there. But when you find them, you're like, oh snap! It's dumb. It's like a block with like a little blue speck in it. But you can make a diamond axe out of that shit. So right. So and we want to make sure it's gamified like that. I was talking to Sue actually and Blue today about the Wanderer class NFTs that we're going to release. So basically, like, if you walk say 100 meters in the game, like 100 blocks in the game, it's going to kick out a 1-up token, right? What we want to do is while you're wandering around, because we need this land explored. Again, surface area, the potential surface area of Neptune. It's gigantic, right? And we're going to be selling a little ring of land around the cathedral at first. That developed stuff is going to kick out stuff for being mined, and then we're going to go a little bit further. Every ring out further is going to produce less and less 1-up token. So we want to make sure that it's a little bit Bitcoin deflationary. Make sure that people that are getting in sooner are going to be doing well. But we're walking around. You get this Wanderer class NFT. You hold that in your wallet. It's going to up the amount of 1-up you gain by walking around by 10%. You combine 4 of those things, it's going to make it 20%. Right? You get 2 of those rare ones. It's going to go up to 30%, 40%. Well, pretty soon there's these things called gates, right? If you get a certain, like level 5 rarity, class 5, Wanderer class card, you're going to be able to use the gates. So otherwise, this land's going to be huge. It's going to take a while to get places. And eventually, when you're like the, high muckety muck, and you've managed to go through all the, burn cycles or whatever, the ultimate class is going to be teleporter. So you'll basically have Ready Player One God mode. You can teleport anywhere in the game. But we're going to hide one of those bad boys somewhere in the game. Right? So you want to be teleporter wizard right now? You better start digging.
Just drive backwards really fast, I think.
Yeah, that's a secret.
That's the first key.
Can you imagine? Oh man, if we could only do that, where you like an actual treasure hunt, and the last bit was you had to walk backwards or go backwards in a cart for. Anyway, that's genius. I love it.
That is awesome, man. This is I love that you guys are using something outside of crypto and cryptoing it. And I've seen it done before with Minecraft specifically. Bitcoin Jaco 9 has a Satoshi Quest, and you can just run around in Minecraft and find Satoshis. And he has like bigger Easter egg plots where you can find I think like $50, $100 worth of Bitcoin just running around playing Minecraft on his server. So to see these, centralized games that aren't using blockchain for their gaming, but to show and kind of set a precedent of, well, we can take that and make it crypto.
Right. That's the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it seems like Minecraft was just, I mean, it's just a perfect marriage between the two, really. It's just, outstanding that it hasn't really, gone mainstream yet, but I guess, crypto hasn't gone mainstream. But
I mean, this is the first year I've even really, I know NFTs have been around for a while, but not for me. I didn't really get it before. And now, seeing, Nifty Wizards blast off and playing around with alien worlds and, seeing all these other amazing projects. Obviously, Blue and I are doing art drops and song single drops with Uplift Art. I mean, that for us, I think, and that's sort of where this is headed, right? I asked the people that are in the server now, you guys make a Burning Man? I don't know, because I can make a dome because I can read a chart, but can you guys make something that'll burn like crazy and look really cool? And you have a week to do it. 4 hours later, they're like, yeah, we're done. It was fun. What?
Hey,
okay.
Can you tell me the story behind the Burning Man?
Yeah. So,
who conceived that, and what was the why?
So this is kind of crazy. So my we're the end user license agreement for Minecraft was giving us some grief, right? Because you're not supposed to sell anything in the game, which we actually will never do. So that we've got our ducks in a row there. But I had to talk to somebody who had a lot more experience with this. He was running commercial Minecraft servers. It was sort of his job for a little while. And through the grapevine, through Bob actually, who made the first gratitude monument, said you should talk to this dude. So I talked to this guy, and he's like, "Man, you guys are not actually selling anything inside the game. You're selling reference to it, basically, leasing it or what have you, and all the stuff that happens economically is actually happening off the server. Blah 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 blah. Right? We had a great conversation about that. It's Microsoft's not going to be angry about that, and you guys are an actual charity. So all the stuff that we do with Uplift Art, 50% of it goes to charity. We raised almost $30,000 for hungry kids in Haiti, before Christmas with the not the bubble drop. And I can't take any credit for that. I just showed up and played my guitar for a few minutes. And Blue and his team just put this shit together like crazy. So we have not a credible suggestion that we're doing charity. That's part of our intention. So when he said, if you guys are doing, maybe consider doing some charity work, and then there's no way they would ever even think about worrying about it. I'm like, well, that was already in the plan. I started laughing my ass off. So we get to talk a little bit more. Turns out his boss is one of the guys who runs Burning Man. Well, that's pretty cool. If you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, so Burning Man was virtual this year.
It was. We had a long conversation about that. So, my new friend Ron, who was helping us out, I knew he was coming to. We just call it church. I knew he was coming to church, the gratitude ceremony on Sunday. So I was like, let's build a Burning Man, just surprise him. He already knows about it now because we got too excited about it. I suck at keeping things quiet. I don't know if you guys caught on to that. But we were gonna totally keep it quiet, and we were gonna drive the train down there, and then look at that Burning Man, and then somebody pressed the button. 5 seconds talking to Blue about it. I'm like, well, obviously we have to create an NFT out of this, right? That was Blue's idea, because of course. So we make an NFT out of it, and then we were like, well, maybe we could have a button so that somebody who's completely a noob could just come in and press this button and light the whole thing on fire, and that that whole progression came up, and of course automatically we're going to do it as an Uplift Art drop. So 50% of anything that comes in for the auction is going straight to our cool. Yeah, it's going well. I mean, Blue decided, and I, after talking to the lady that runs Haitian Roots a few weeks ago, their next goal is to hopefully maybe someday build a school for a lot of the students that don't have school after the the storms and all the destruction stuff. So our goal this year is to actually raise enough with these art drops to build them a school. And so this will be the first auction, first initiative, where 50% of the revenue that comes in from this auction is going to go right into that as the first drop into that account for us to achieve that goal this year. 25% always kicks back to the Uplift team, and 25% is actually going to the artists. And I don't even know if they know that yet. I didn't tell them. So
there's some pandemic irony to that. They're trying to build schools and they're forcing you to keep your kids homeschooled. It's like bad timing for the goal. So,
indeed.
You know what I find really interesting about the Burning Man is also the timing of this whole thing, right? We're right at the end of the year, right? And it's kind of the significance of burning the man, right? And that whole it's very deep and sacred to many, and has deep meaning for many, millions. So it's interesting, the timing of events, right? And all of this coming at the end of this crazy ass year, right? Where, everybody had their roller coaster ride. Everybody had their own individual roller coaster ride. And I'm sure everybody on this call has had their shit, right? But also, there's, I can speak for myself here, but this year has also been a year of great opportunity, right? And friendship and learning and knowledge. So it's really interesting that this whole thing that's centered on gratitude and a win-win economy is coming right at the end of this historic year, 2020. And the Burning Man is built, done, and ready to go. Today's the 30th. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. On the 3rd, we're going to be burning that bad boy down in 2021, right? So, not only is this fun stuff, NFTs, and some people are going to get these great rarities, and it's we talk a lot about the economy, right? But there's so much meaning and depth to this. It's a real flag in the ground of a turning point, I feel. So that's why I was asking you about the why and how that whole Burning Man came about. And then that song that you guys heard, boom, it literally came out of us. And Corey can testify, because this is an evolution that happens minute by minute. And so he goes, yeah, we just built the Burning Man and we're going to light it up on Sunday at the church service. I just want to get it out there, And then I go, well, God, we should put some music to it. And then, I texted him, hey, can you talk? Right? And he goes, no, I'm in bed with Babs, right? It's late. I'll talk to you in the morning. And so I did a voice recording and I go, we should do something like light it up, burn it down.
Literally, this is 10 minutes after we had the conversation.
Right. And so, literally that night I came into my studio and I was laying down tracks and laying down vocals. And that night I sent him a copy. The next morning he sent me 3 or 4 stacks of vocals and a kick-ass lead guitar to go over the track. It was just secret sauce. I bet you that was just a one-take wonder.
Yeah.
When you're hearing that jam, I mean,
you would never know that it was that easy for you guys, man. It's just, you know what I mean?
So
I love that it comes so naturally from you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's super fun that it does. It almost gets to the point where you can't take credit, but I sucked for so fucking long. Yeah.
I don't. How are we going to ignore somebody just popping into their group, though? Right?
So yeah, no, this is
him, right?
Is that happening for everyone?
No, I don't see him.
Don't mind me, guys. I'll just take out my book and
just read.
So whatever.
UFOs, of course.
UFOs, all right.
It's my buddy.
It's the best UFO book ever written, by the way.
All right, that's good to know. So yeah, the my co-host for the hashtag Coffee Morning Show, he was the inspiration to get me into Minecraft. It's what the crap is this Minecraft stuff? Before I got addicted to the possibilities of it, And yeah, he's in there blowing up the comments because that, like, we're coming at it from the game side. Greg, how many times did you tell me, like, there's people like mixing cryptocurrency up with this? I'm like, no.
I found it. I was looking for plugins that would be useful for stuff, and I found crypto plugins. And I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. And then and the minute I saw it, I was like, well, this makes perfect sense because things you can't make, don't know how to make a farm to make gunpowder. You could buy gunpowder, and there's trade economy in the game. And it was like, well, that just makes perfect sense that I could spend tokens to buy 5,000 gunpowder to make fireworks rockets or whatever. So it made an immediate kind of sense. The funniest part to me is that we had no intention of doing this. We were going to make a giant political fuck you in our Minecraft world was our original idea. And Bob came in and put the gratitude marker down. I was like, well, now we have to be grateful.
Dude, it was such a swing. Like like the direction we were headed was.
Oh, I feel like I'm missing something. Hang on.
It's like, are you gonna get a hat on?
I mean, I shaved the beard.
Nailed that. Yeah, I was like angry and pissed off or whatever, and it really it shifted it. And
we should start a podcast: Beanie Beards and Bitcoin.
Done.
Sasquatch is real. That's.
I hear Sasquatch is Satoshi.
That makes sense. It's all coming clear now.
Yeah, well, if you had Slim Jim, I'm sure they know something we don't.
Yeah, and kokanee beer from Canada with the Sasquatch ads.
Oh wait, is it Jack Link's? Not Slim Jim.
It's Jack's Links. Yeah, it's messing with Sasquatch thing.
Corey, going back to that music, man, I was looking at episodes before I hopped on because I wanted to see like what's Corey all about, like what are you guys doing? And then literally one of the episodes had this song that I was like, holy shit, like this is cool. Like I'm like looking up the lyrics, like what song is this? And I like listened to it 3 times trying to type in the lyrics and all that shit. And
was it Sawas?
It was like a song he created.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh shit, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's one of my great pleasures in my life that I get when Corey and I lived close to each other, to be able to go to a bar and people who aren't paying no attention and just listen to Corey play that song live. Makes me feel like it's a great one.
Awesome.
Thanks, man. I mean that I don't know, being able to connect that tune to that's what Emily was talking about. It's like sometimes these things just come out of you. And it really did. Like I can't take credit for that one. And because something I never could have intended, right? Like it's a love song for my wife. But even when I listen to it now, it's bigger than that because it can be, right? Like just the way that it ended up coming out is accessible. And I'm excited that it can fit into this world. I was talking to Jimmy because we're doing the weekly update thing on Thursday mornings for USIO. And he told me about, I'm going to try and not choke up when I tell the story, but he's talking about, listening to that song a couple times, and he's holding his 1-year-old daughter, out on their balcony, and it breaks into tears. And Greg, it reminded me, around the campfire, the one night in the middle of the night when that song came out, and sort of it became bigger than it was. And, I guess that's fun, right? I mean, we try and downplay it now. It's I think it's a big deal actually that it works that way. But being able to come in and build this thing, we're gonna do a big huge land sale. It's gonna be massive. People are gonna be coming in and like buying something with a burn button and then not pressing it so they could charge 20,000 times more. And it's fucking hilarious, dude.
Is that what somebody's doing?
Ken was like, I want to bid on it.
I get it.
And honestly, like, the more he talked, I'm like, oh shit, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Dude.
No. But then we upped it and we said each year it's going to be a new edition.
Exactly. We'll make another one.
An evolution each year. So you can turn that 20,000 into 20 million over 10 years if you just keep evolving the damn thing and growing the community, buddy.
Right.
All about community. The more people, the more of an event you make it each year, the more people come, the more valuable those bad boys get.
That's a good point.
It should be like a question if he's going to blow it up this year. It's like, 2021 rolls around. Is he going to do it this year? Is he going to do it? It's like 20 years down the line.
This is the thing. Like, as much as I want to set this thing on fire, that is super fascinating. Well, and here's the thing. Like, somebody, in one of the land packs that you pick up or whatever, there's nothing stopping you from doing that, right? And that's kind of where I was headed with the artistic thing. After kind of showing how quickly we could turn this Burning Man thing into an NFT, Mblue's got this drop that he had planned already for Uplift.art for Mr. Spaceman, which is his tune and music video.
Really cool,
right? And then he turns around and goes, "Well, why don't we invite some builders into the space, and whoever wants to can get like a little 50 by 50 plot, build an image from the music video." And there's like a bunch of like kind of blocky stuff in there. Like it's kind of built for Minecraft. It wasn't intentional, but Kismet. It's just kind of the way 2021 it's going to go. And we'll put he put $800 worth of Bitcoin on. So if you win the first place, you're going to get $500 worth of Bitcoin or wax, and just have a bunch of people come in and build. I was talking to Nifty Q about it. Like I absolutely love some people on your in your community. Anybody who builds Minecraft, come in and do that, right? So we're gonna have at least 10 plots. I think it's gonna end up being 20. You get in the uplift early, right? Because we're not doing pre-sale for probably at least a couple months. And build some stuff. Each one of those things is going to have the chance to get turned into an NFT. The ones that win are actually going to be part of the drop. And again, 50% of all the revenue from that drop goes to charity. 25% is going to be going to Uplift, and 25% is going to be going to the artists, right? So those people have the chance to be creating some income too. And just that be like bringing creativity into it. Like I've already got, I was actually talking to Loadmaster. He's talking about working with his kid. Right, like coming in and just building one with the son, and I'm like, yes, please. Like this is where I want to be, right? Like get all the things about the community, the amount of creativity. I'll show you this again. I know I keep talking about the ranch. There's tons of these things. Greg, they added a whole other railway, so there's two now, so you can both go both directions.
I did not know this,
and
I've not been on all day,
dude. I was there an hour and a half ago. That wasn't there, and there's like a whole section where they built a tunnel that is a fish tank.
Yeah, there's some kind of indoor aquarium.
What the crap?
Nice,
like I said,
nice.
we were trying to clean the place up because I know we're gonna have a lot of people here on Sunday. It's like, hey, can we just like pretty some stuff up and like maybe if they're anywhere near the railway, if there's nothing pretty there yet, maybe put something pretty. Or like, oh, hold my beer. What? Anyway,
yeah,
so.
I was just thinking about like when you're doing these 50 by 50 plots for the Uplift giveaway. I could see us having like huge geographical art museums. You know what I mean? Like this becomes a permanent thing where you could rent a train line out, hop off the train, and you can walk among these giant sculptures that people have made forever. They could get forever, and we could do more and more and more of them over miles and miles of terrain.
Yep.
I'm a bit of a Minecraft noob here. So like what are some of like the game theory parameters here? Could I like destroy something that you built?
Well,
So-
we're gonna build some safeguards. So no, like we want to protect things that have been built. If you build it on your own plot that you own, your own kilometer square, then sure, you have permission to tear it down and put something new in its place. But we don't want people tearing up other people's stuff. We learned a really awful lesson about that the first week we opened the server.
Dude.
We didn't know how to whitelist people to a server. We built the first cathedral. Actually, Corey did the lion's share of the work on that. And some asshole came in and griefed. He made a flying machine that dropped TNT, and he literally bombed our cathedral into rubble.
Yeah,
It was like 10 minutes. I didn't know what was happening. I kept hearing explosions. You couldn't hear what.
He made it B-52.
He did.
He
He made a redstone
Rough.
flying machine that dropped TNT all over our cathedral and blew it to hell.
Oh
At
my
least
god.
went out with style.
I respect
I
that.
am.
Actually.
It was
a lot of
a
work.
bad game. I want to express in this moment deep abiding gratitude to that fuckstick because we would never have learned how to whitelist stuff. We wouldn't know that I could take, like I did today. I took a block around the Burning Man, and no one can do anything in there right now.
You can't accidentally push the
Oh,
button.
so nobody else can push the button.
Exactly. No one can. Right. So, and that's the important thing. Like we're gonna section out land. People are going to buy land in land packs, right? Whether it's a small one, a big one, or my transportation corridor ones, which is an idea that I'm just super fascinated with because that would be the game.
You just want Elon Musk tunnels and shit.
Well, and honestly, like this is a possibility, right? And there will be places where you're going to be incentivized intensely to do that. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, like once you buy that land, you own it. You have the total rights. And what we're building on the back end of the website is you're gonna be able to do the land management from back there. So let's say Ken buys some land. He's like, I'm gonna build a Burning Man thing that's 10 times bigger than that other one that I pressed the button on. God damn it, why did I press the button? Right? You build one. You need some people to do that. So you go into the back. You get the usernames of the people that you want to add to there, and you're like, you guys can come on my land. Now here's your build on my land. I think the way we're going to do is anyone can walk anywhere, right? Because we want everyone to see what everyone else is doing, right? Just so people are kind of rubbing shoulders and getting around and stuff. But you're not going to actually be able to affect any change on anyone's land except for your own and any public spaces that we create for it.
Awesome. Because I'm going to buy land and build a giant penis.
I have no doubt.
And I want to make sure nobody attacks it.
Well, that's the thing. You gotta protect the D.
Yeah.
Corey, we got to be clear though that we're not really selling and buying land. We are granting permanent access to certain parameters in the land because we can't. That's part of our workaround, right?
Right. Gotcha.
The mechanism that we can put into place that doesn't actually sell the land, but it's a permanent lease. Permanent access, and then that person can move that permanent access to another user if they choose by transferring that NFT, selling that NFT that grants them the access to the land. So we're not actually selling land; we're just granting access that we can't revoke.
Gotcha. That's really cool. I mean, I can imagine the tribal communities that are going to be built where I want land next to Ken, or I want land next to Corey, or I want land where people are going to want to be neighbors with each other. And,
it's all, we've been talking about, we're going to move well west of where the center of development is now. And I've already staked out a big area out there on a cliff face. So I'm going to make like a Hank Scorpio style cliffside retreat out in the middle of nowhere. And then connecting it back to the rest of civilization over time means more people could get out and see what other people are doing. And we really want people to walk around and explore and see the cool builds. And you're going to have to mine for resources to build on your land, right? It's not like you can just say, oh, I need emeralds and diamonds and just build. You have to actually go out, dig, come back and build. Right. And there's going to be a massive safe zone where there's no, mobs or monsters that spawn. But outside of that safe zone, everything will be active. So if you want slime blocks to make sticky pistons, you have to know how to make one of those. Farms.
Now I know
you
how
have to buy it from somebody like me.
Talk about Bitcoin.
Hands up if you know what slime mobs are.
If you ever played D&D, and I know that some of you did, gelatinous cubes. Basically, slime blocks are gelatinous cubes from your old D&D days. Don't even pretend you didn't play D&D. Don't even try.
Couple questions. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I like that you guys have that separated to where there's going to be like a danger zone. It reminds me of that wilderness in RuneScape. I was a big RuneScape guy. That was my thing. But nice. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So we have some people that are very noob at Minecraft and are terrified of the hostile mobs, and they don't want to go out where there's zombies or skeletons or these other things. But there's some things in the game you can only get by killing those mobs. So there's a whole world of people that will know how to make traps and farms for those items. So if you don't want to go out and procure creepers to get gunpowder, I am your gunpowder guy, right? So we see that happening too, where if I want to make firework rockets and I don't want to mess with creepers, I can just buy gunpowder from somebody and make things that I want to make in the creative part. But it will all, like Ken was saying, basically you'll have to mine out your own sector to get those things.
I'm going to have to hire a fucking Minecraft contractor, and they're probably not going to do the right job. My kitchen's going to leak 3 weeks later, and they're probably not even going to be insured. So, great.
Right.
It's a big problem, dude. It's a big problem.
You need to hire certified Minecraft engineers. That's
that's the community economy, man. I mean,
go to Fiverr.
Yeah, exactly. Your Fiverr's gonna get you. We'll have Fiverr in game before too long. You can trust these people to mine your shit properly. So, and this is the thing: you want people to come and be on your piece of land. You want them mining there. You want them building there, because every block that they destroy, every block they mine, every block that they build with, is that 20% of the one-up earned from that is actually going to go to the landowner.
Yeah.
And we're absolutely going to have sector DAOs. There's going to be governors, and that number, stealing ruthlessly from alien worlds who are fucking geniuses of the game mechanics thing, is going to be able to be shifted by whoever runs the sector DAO. And the story thing, and I'm going to talk about Jimmy, because he started coming up with this. There's a few other people in actually was Dennis too, the super web genius who's going to be doing our front end. It's like we kind of do a sci-fi thing. Like this should be like colonizing a world, and everybody's heads just went like. because you're right in the center. You're going to be pushing out constantly into the hinterlands, right? And developing civilization and economy and community and different factions and different ways that we can iterate how this economy is going to work, because we don't know the best way, right? I think we have really good bones to start the thing off, but it's going to be the community that dictates how the whole thing grows. And what's really messed up is 1UP is going to be the reserve currency for the entire federation. Within about 2 years.
Hey, so
Corey, make it a DAO. Corey, make it a DAO. DAO it out.
No, that's what we're doing.
Oh, okay.
So, Corey, talk about. Okay, so we've got the uplift in the concentric rings. The values in the center, and it spreads out. But let's say we pop another city in. Let's say we call it Nifty Q Metropolis over here.
Taken.
And then that has its own concentric rings. So you've got cities. How would that work?
What the way this is, that's already going to happen. And when you get a sense at how much land there is, let's say we push. We're starting with Central City. Somebody come up with a really cool sci-fi name that's better than that. And we are
Metropolis.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the
Metrocity. Let's go with Metrocity.
Metrocity, right? So let's say we push. We do like a pre-sale. There's going to be a little bit of land around the Central City that goes on sale, right? Get people's feet wet, that kind of thing, right? And when we do the next ring, let's say we do like a 5-click, so 5,000 meter ring in radius around the whole thing. That is a metric shit ton of land. Like if you fly at top speed in the game across one like a 1,000 by 1,000 cube, it takes 3 minutes to fly, like a dead flying. You could have that and like literally never see anybody else in the game. You could be building. You could bring the entire lads crew in there and build for a year and not get bored, right? Like there's a lot of land there. So if we go out 10 clicks from the center and build another city out there, it's already going to happen exactly like that. And there's not going to be one. There's going to be 4. Right? So that's already going to happen. Like that, the outlying cities are already going to exist. And because there's so much land in between, there's going to have to be concentric rings that are pushing the developed land out from those cities, because they're not. It's going to be really hard to meet. So the point where all those 4 cities are a giant metropolis in this game, there's probably 50 to 100,000 people in here every day. Like that's how much land there is. And then after that, we punch cities out past that and get really weird.
Thank God you whitelisted these users, because Loadmaster would come in and try to use his army to like destroy another city or something. I could see like a whole city attacking another city.
Well, and here's the thing: like, what's stopping? Let's say, because we're gonna have player versus player arenas, right? Maybe we'll have the NFT army like running those or something. We'll figure that out. But there's nothing stopping. There's nothing stopping them from buying up, say, 2 square kilometer pieces, huge pieces, right? Splitting their army in half and just duking it out. They could set those player versus player rules and do all that kind of stuff. So any kind of game that people start thinking about, there's going to be room to experiment with them, and we're going to be really open to making it happen.
I'm waiting for some. Oh, that's gonna right now. Oh. I want to do a jigsaw thing. Like if you come into my area, you're trapped. You can't leave. I'm gonna kill you and steal all your loot. It's going to be like a Saul moment.
Oh, no. Actually, that's
okay. Walls and everything, walls closing in. That's how I predict me using this.
See, Ken, A, comes in. Maybe I won't press the button. B, like we had this kind of set rule where you're going to be able to walk anywhere, but you're not going to be able to change anything. I had not considered that somebody like Ken might come in there and start just building booby traps. You can come on my land. Sure. You can see the giant D, but you might die.
Yeah, exactly. Mines everywhere. Just be ready. I wouldn't dig on my land is all I'm saying, because
for me at
the end of the day.
It's gonna get weird.
It's crazy. It's crazy that you guys like went around creating the like actual software yourself, right? Because I feel like Sandbox, Decentraland, Crypto Voxels, they've had to upcharge their land parcels, right? They've had to you're incredibly priced out if you don't have a certain amount of ETH. Like normal people just want to get in and play the game. Like they don't want to have to purchase $1,500 worth of land so that they can own a spot. So, dude, that's crazy. Like there isn't something that exists where just a normal person can go in. I don't know what you guys are charging, but I'm assuming that it probably won't be as much as like a Decentraland parcel. So
Yeah,
maybe it is like the first time you can get a bunch of people in a metaverse. Like,
I mean, I think part of what we have been talking about from the beginning is radical inclusion, right? We want somebody who can connect from, whether it's Venezuela. I know you guys were doing some really cool charity work with people in Venezuela when we were talking about that, right? Or Haiti for that matter. Like anybody with an internet connection that could do it, can come in. Obviously, the game costs $25 or whatever, right? But not from us. You're going to be able to come in. You're going to be able to wander around. You're going to be able to find an open place where you can mine and get some one-up cryptocurrency. That again, like that's going to live on wax. You're going to be able to do with that whatever you want. And who's to say that the Uplift is the only game that one-up is ever going to work on, right? Or that
you could not to interrupt, but you could also in the future use one-up on Atomic Hub to buy. I'm sorry, I'll stop. It looks like
no, dude.
He's looking at me like
No, Ken, no, for real, like that.
To buy NFTs. I mean, I use Dust, and I earn Dust in Telegram, and I can buy NFTs with Dust that I've earned. So why not play, in Minecraft? Take this one up, take that to Atomic Hub, and buy some NFTs with it.
Honestly, yeah. I talked about this. If you make a little tiny bit of token for every block that you mine or every block that you add, what if we needed a railroad that went from point A to point B, and you could earn a little extra by building on a public works project that gets you to the point sooner where you could buy a land block in our server? Yeah,
this is where we're obviously going to make them need to be insured and bonded. Thanks, Ken.
Hey man, I'm just preparing myself for how real it's about to be.
Yeah, cheap labor. We need a cheap source of cheap labor in our
and just like how many people in all of our Telegram stuff are just like really, really hungry to belong and to do some stuff, right? By the way, shout out to Crypto Wabbit, who's been giving out NFTs this entire thing. If you haven't yet, put your wax count in the thing.
Oh, respect. Mine's Kenneth Bozak. You can just send an NFT to my name. My name is Kenneth Bozak.
And scene.
That's it. Just send an NFT there.
So Sue is one of the builders of the bird.
Avoid
10. We'll have a sign. I mean, you're gonna know if you get close to his house. There's gonna be a giant penis.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
Hey, speaking of art installations, which that's what we're gonna call it. Emily, talk about Louvre 2.0.
Boy,
I know, like hard right turn.
Right. Well, let's go back to the amphitheater for a minute, because you can monitor traffic patterns, right? So once we get this place filled up with users, then you can start seeing like what they're interested in, like what they're looking at, what they're doing, which will have a I don't know, top 10, top 20, top 100 most trafficked places in the land, right? And points of interest basically based off of traffic patterns, which in turn makes the land more valuable, right? Because everybody wants to be owning a property that actually is appreciated and used, right? So that's going to be part of it's going to be kind of like a real estate information gathering office close to the amphitheater. But the Louvre 2.0 is we're building, the Louvre 2.0. Imagine the Louvre, built in 2022 instead of back in I don't know, whenever that was built. It's just like, what can you do in the Minecraft space that you can't do in the real world? So you take a masterpiece and then you just take it up a few notches into the realm of Minecraft, where you're pretty much unlimited. But you walk through the halls of this, and everything that you're looking at is a sellable NFT. Many of them from very notable digital artists. But you take the Mona Lisa, and you can get 20 artists doing 20 variations of that Mona Lisa, right? And each week, each quarter, whenever, they're rotated and changed. And you can also see, based off of buying patterns, like, what of those variations is this the hit, right? And so then you can, manage events around that and leverage that to the next, leverage that artist in another meaningful way, right? So it's really unlimited, and also bringing sound and video into the environment is going to be kind of some next level stuff. But yeah, we're going to be able to do some magical things in the Minecraft environment that you won't be able to see at the traditional Louvre in Paris. Yeah. Oh, can you imagine? And to top that off, you imagine the when you go to a nice museum, they always have the audio tours, right? Well, same thing here is like you step on a command block, you're looking at the painting, and you get the artist talking to you about his process of this art that you're looking at, or his backstory, right? What's going on with him during that time, with some subtle, background music that lifts his or her, story to the next level.
I was waiting for you to say "or her." I really was. It's 2020.
I didn't know that we could play music through command blocks like that.
That's really cool. How do you? Is that in Minecraft? Like support it natively?
Yeah. So I heard this from somebody else, but there are apparently that can be done. So we're looking into it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
Without anything,
I'm Googling it right now.
Now I can set booby traps that can yell at you at the same time.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You want to play a game?
Better.
You want to play a game?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
Exactly.
Well, it started with gratitude, and on the ass end of the world is where Ken's giant dick's gonna live, and there's gonna be pitfalls everywhere.
Who said it's at the ass end? I have enough crypto I can get whatever land I want.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Town Square.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm such a child at heart, but this is the fun I have, honestly. And like the fact that we can do things like this, like somebody made a B-52 bomber to destroy your shit. Like that's something that they can do once these, like you said, the God mode things are turned off and they have to like actually get these resources and build these things.
Yeah.
Like that. That is a living thing. Like people build things in Minecraft, and I'm just like, oh, cool, it's a house. It's like static.
Oh yeah, no, they build machines.
Yeah, they build machines, exactly.
Yeah,
so people are gonna have like functioning things. Like
no, it's true. Yeah. Greg built an entire, basically a giant machine that farms cactus forever, right? It cuts it off, and the reason he built it, you can probably speak to this better than I can. It was like apparently we needed
if you enchanting tools to make them work better, it requires XP, which you get by doing certain things. Killing mobs is the biggest way to get XP. Since we don't have mobs enabled in our world, we have no way to get XP to make better enchantments, blah blah blah. But anything that you process, like turning iron ore into iron bars or mining certain materials, you get a little XP for that. But you can make a machine that farms cactus. And when you burn the cactus and it turns it into little like blocks of dye, whenever you open the oven that's cooked down the dye, you get some XP from that. So we had a place where you could go and you could just stand there and wait for a certain amount of cactus to burn down into green dye, and then you pull some dye out, you get some XP. So the only way for us to get tool enchantments was to make a machine that made XP. So that's. But I'm also like Ken. I'm much
blacksmith.
Yeah, there are basically mining machines. You can make a machine that just goes horizontally through the ground and just it harvests all the resources right out of the wall.
Right,
using
that's
explosives.
what I imagine. We're gonna have resource miners and things, and then people that are gonna build bombers and other. I don't know. I'm not a Minecraft person. I mean, my nephew plays. I've checked it out once or twice with the Satoshi Quest, trying to find some Bitcoin in Minecraft. But and seeing what what people can build, I'm thinking. It's going to be cool to see people go out of their way and get enough resources to like build a functioning volcano in the middle of like the city.
Listening to M Blue talk about the idea of a modern Louvre, what about a Mona Lisa painting that's actually animated? using the machinery of Redstone in the game to make things move around on a big flat surface. So you could make moving works of art. You could make machines that carry the art around the countryside. Just you know,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
now you're making me think of Hal's Moving Castle. I want my town to just move.
There is a guy I saw. He built a walking house. It's a house that actually has legs in it. It can only walk north, south, or east, west. These can't walk at angles. But yeah, he made a walking house. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. So it doesn't have bishop abilities. That's all.
No, that's right. Right. You can't know. Yeah, up and back. That's it.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, I got an idea.
Sure.
So let's partner on that Mona Lisa walking thing. Corey and I will write the Mona Lisa song to go with it, and we'll launch it as an NFT.
I am not a person that's skilled enough with Redstone to make that happen.
Believe in
But
you.
we know a guy.
Though, Russ could totally do
Russ,
it.
we have a guy on the server who absolutely can make that happen. So
Okay.
I'll check in with Russ.
Group effort.
Collab, big collab. I have to go because my mom called. So, and I live in her basement.
I was gonna say that's very crypto. That's very crypto.
Yeah. Greg didn't know he was into crypto, but he's like, he's in the.
Apparently, I'm. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right, yeah. I don't actually live in my mom's basement. So anyway, she is my boss though. So when she calls, I kind of have to go and do work stuff. So thank you guys for having me on board for a little while this evening. I'm super excited. I'm more excited now than I was yesterday. So it's good stuff.
Awesome. Great meeting you, Greg.
Sure thing. See you in the Minecraft world, right?
Oh, yeah. See you Sunday.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.
Later.
Yeah. So Corey, tell us about Sunday again. Specifics.
So Sunday we're gonna you'll be able to come on to this YouTube channel and join us for the live stream. I think we can fit 10 people in here. So if you guys want to come into the stream, you're welcome to do that. There's a few other people we got again, so we'll have to like juggle.
Shotgun.
Oh, all right, fine. No talking about dicks on Sunday. Actually, there's no
Every other day you can. But
Yeah,
Sunday-
there's no rules. But like my nephew Leon's there. Like we want to pretend like there's 7-year-old kids in the room, basically. Which I know, like you'd be talking about dicks anyway.
Is it wrong that doesn't?
Well, you know,
I acted. There is a 7-year-old.
you know what's really cool though, Corey, about this world is that there's I think there's almost as many adults playing in Minecraft as there is children.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah,
something
there is.
my kids, Dylan and Valentino, they're 8 and 11, are totally pumped about building crap with daddy in the Uplift.
Yeah, my nephew plays with my brother now, man. Like the kids are getting the older generation into the game, and it's a bonding experience for sure. I mean,
It is.
when I'm playing Nintendo with my mom and her throwing a controller at the TV because Bowser kept killing her. You know, she taught me the controller throwing techniques that I grew up with.
Nice. So yeah, Sunday we get together at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We have some time at the beginning where even people in the comments can shout out something they're grateful for, and our team in game will throw up a sign on the gratitudes. You can see we've been in this cathedral for 3 weeks. We're already about 6 monuments in. I imagine we're probably going to need 2 or 3 just for tomorrow. So we'll spend some time doing that. Then we spend a moment of silence watching the sunrise together, which like I always kind of want to make a joke about it. Like I did not think that would be like a profound thing, but it is now. Like, and maybe the first was like, why are all these people hanging around in this weird? But it gets to that point when it's a thing. Like it's visceral. It's weird, and I've come to really really love it. So anyway, we do that moment of silence, and then I'll say a few words. Basically, like anything kind of positive or good that you've learned that week. Sometimes I just kind of expound on some gratitude, and we invite people that are in the stream to do the same thing. So if you got anything that you want to sort of bring to your community, to this little fellowship that is kind of positive and good, then you're welcome to do that. And for the first time after that, we're all gonna hop on a train. Everybody's gonna get a little train cart. Who's in game? You're gonna hop on a train. You're gonna get a tour, like a train ride, basically roller coaster tour of an indoor aquarium tunnel. Apparently, that is totally new. But just some of the monuments that you guys saw already, and then we're gonna saddle on up to the Burning Man, and whoever wins that auction is going to be able to go through an invisible wall in the game and press that bad boy, or if you're Ken, not. And we'll basically watch that thing burn. And it really, like, the Burning Man coming back to it, you know, being about that immediacy, right? Like you're building a huge monument to mankind, and then we're burning it down. And just to me, it's just kind of working out really, really well. And we all kind of need it too, right? Like New Year's is 2021, right? Like fuck you 2020. Even though like a lot of really amazing things came out of 2020, as it turns out.
Yeah.
2021 is going to be legit. Like, is Bitcoin at 30,000 right now? I don't know. Could be. It was at 20,000 5 seconds ago. And I think the whole time is just going to, you know, the whole year is going to be like that. So it's going to be a time for rebirth and awesomeness and community. And I'm really excited that you guys are thinking about coming and sharing it with us.
Oh yeah, we'll be there, man. And we have to. It's the way that you talk about it. We have to actually blow that thing up because it's like an effigy of 2020 at this point.
Right? Ken, you hearing this?
We don't have to. I'm 32. I've been doing what I want all this time. Ain't gonna change now.
I'll tell you right now, Ken. That's why we love
I
you.
have a feeling I can make at least 2 to 4 X's off of this. Is what I'm getting at. Is all I'm saying.
You're honestly, let's face facts. You're not wrong. Now,
I
granted,
know,
I'll tell you right now.
I ain't right. I know I ain't right, but I also ain't right.
I told you how to 10x it, buddy.
Oh, good call. Good call. I'm not greedy though. You know what I mean? I want to leave room for the next guy to maybe make it something or, you know.
Yeah, he's willing to kick the apple cart over for a 2 or 3x, but for a 10x, that's just too much work.
Too much money, you know, sometimes.
Right. These are the problems we have.
Yeah, that is crypto woes. I have too much money.
Yeah. Sue was talking about I'm loving playing with my my 23-year-old. That's kind of a story I tell all the time. Jimmy, what's up? So I mean, we should probably pull it in. I was gonna be here for an hour. I kept you guys for almost an hour and a half already.
Yeah. Me and Buff, I think
we're all hostages.
All right.
I got
right.
Kids screaming,
All right.
Daddy.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for joining us again. Check out the auction on Atomic Hub for the 1 of 1 Burning Man thing. Make sure you bid higher than Ken. I need somebody to sell me wax. So like, you know, it's funny. I don't even think I have enough wax to outbid what the bid is currently right now.
That's the problem with wax right now is every time I get wax, I fucking buy NFTs with it.
I'm telling you.
It's a real problem. I cannot keep wax in my wallet. It just doesn't stay. I've decided to start staking a couple $100 a week just because it's a way for me not to touch it. Otherwise, I FOMO for fucking Bratz NFTs for some reason. Oh, can't tell you why, but I own Bratz.
It is. Oh man. All right. So if you guys are cool with it, I think I'm gonna play it out with this tune because I've only listened to it 10 times today, and that's just not enough. If I can actually make it work.
Drop the needle.
Oh, you know what? It's not responding. Come on now.
DJ anticlimactic.
I know, right? My computer's trying to freeze. All right, so this may or may not.
This may or may not.
Yeah, it's like the Burning Man on Sunday. It's like pushing the damn it.
Oh, that would be great. Don't say that. That would be so great. Or if it's like the Joker moment, when Heath Ledger hits the button and it's like, nothing. Oh shit. Okay, so
he's frozen.
It's not coming back. It's my show now.
Yeah, right. Ken's just gonna take over.
All right,
we're back. All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I'm seeing 2 of you now, though.
Is it really?
Yeah. Oh, there he's gone.
All right,
that was hilarious.
I'm duplicating myself because there's that much to do.
There is. All right, man.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Here it is.
Later, man.
Frickin' tune.
Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, 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 light it up. So light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. So light it up, burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Light it up, to burn it down. Gratitude rising up from the ground. Burn it down. 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 Gratitude rising up from the ground. 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 Gratitude rising up from the ground.
Okay, I got my strategy, guys. Tell me if this is ethical. 'Cause I really want to.
I love any story that starts like that. I'm already in. It sounds great.
It could be questionable, but I want to see that bad boy burn. Okay, so if I sell Ken some wax, right?
Yeah.
I'll know how much wax he has, and then I can just outbid him and buy.
Oh, no.
Is that cool?
It might be pushing the
I love
ethical
it.
boundary, but there's a lot of people that want to see this burn, so we might look the other way.
Yeah, but here's the thing,
Do
right?
it.
Even if it isn't me, you don't know who else may have that
It's
intent.
true. It's true.
Well, now it's
Yeah.
out in the world.
Hey, I put it out there, you know.
I mean, yeah, all we need is for, Brock Pierce is a big Burning Man guy. Maybe he shows up. Everybody should just go message him and be like, man,
He
should
DM'd me today.
weird.
Yeah.
It's like, you imagine like Brock Pierce just lands in your DMs like, hey, how are you doing?
He's a real bro, so I could imagine it. He's a real dude.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right, guys. Sorry, Amblue, go ahead.
No, he's he really nailed home for me the why, right? Always asking the why you're doing something. That's power.
Preach.
Just, your intention set, and boom, it's all built on top of that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna turn the Uplift, a world we should all hang out in, into a place where anyone can do an art installation. And I think you approach Uplift art the right way, you're gonna be able to do a drop through that and raise some money for charity. And it's just like we want to keep doing those win-win kind of things.
Yeah, put that
For
on
us.
your college resume.
For us, it's building a school. Like we're doing, my song Solace. We've been planning on dropping that for a while. We knew we wanted to do something, and it just occurred to me when we were talking about the lady from Haitian Roots, that we could, if we do this right, if we promote it right, if we get it out there, this song could build a school by itself. Crazier things have happened in the crypto world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And times that by all of us coming in here, and at part of every single part of the revenue model in the Uplift will always have a very significant chunk going to this intention. First we're building a school. What the hell else are we going to do after that? I don't know, but it's going to be big. It's going to be bigger.
Like a strip
I'm
club?
what's that?
What? Oh, I didn't hear anything.
All right. What happened? I mean, I've heard like somebody. So I would have said that's what she said somewhere in there, because I have no tact. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I think we should just do this again. It'll be really fun.
Yeah, this was awesome, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
The next time we do it, we're doing it only in game.
Nice.
Ooh,
There we go.
I'm about it.
All right.
At Ken's strip club.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
With
Right.
real booby
That's
traps.
going to be a valuable piece of
With
land.
real booby traps. Oh crap! All right. Well, at least we know this shit's gonna work. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Like on one end of the world is a Louvre where the best artists in the world are making different renditions of the Mona Lisa, but everyone will be at Ken's place to see the booby traps.
I'll have a big connect of Minecraft.
I dig it. I'm in. It's a big.
Yeah,
Connect with
I
Minecraft.
can only imagine what the blimp looks like that's flying overhead in circles.
That's what I was thinking when you were talking about the B-52 bomber. I'm like, dude, you could have blimps with Goodyear ads on them.
Holy shit! No, that would actually work though.
Right, it would.
Yeah.
You could get
Traffic patterns and in-game advertising.
Well, and if you got all the land, this would be really hard to do. I think the way I'm planning it. Sorry, we're just not leaving yet. Obviously, you guys.
I ain't
can
got
leave
shit
whenever
to do. I ain't got a life at all.
you want. So the transportation corridor. I was just thinking you're going to want to design it so that there's railways going in both directions. Maybe two, right? You want as many people as humanly possible going over that because that's how you're going to make tons of one up, right? But what if there'd be no reason why if this didn't work? If you could make a blimp that just went back and forth, you could just have that going back and forth, and it's actually going to be going back and forth between each city. So it's a really, really long way, and all of the land next to these transportation corridors is going to be more valuable than any of the land back because you can get off the train whenever you want, right? So that might actually be a real thing that people do.
Well, hey, you know what
I would do it.
You know what I thought you were going to say is you have all this railway transportation. Well, you've got all these billboards with paid advertising from sponsors.
You're on my level now, Blue.
So you're selling advertising spots along the railway.
And this is what they wanted to prevent in Ready Player One.
Yeah, I mean, well, and this is the thing. There's going to be enough land that you can get far enough away that you can do whatever you want and never be bothered.
I want an in-game ad blocker.
Yeah, but you had to pay for it.
Hey, Ken, one of those billboards with Ken's booby bar.
Oh yeah, dude, come on to the booby bar.
Awesome, man. Corey, we got to run now. We got a team
dude.
meeting at 9:30.
I gotta go
All right, thank you guys so much. Let's get out of here. All right, cheers.